Hey everybody, in this video we are solving the trig equation you see on the screen. We're going to go and solve all the way down to solving for cotangent of theta. If it is able to be solved using the unit circle without a calculator, we will do that, and we'll focus on solving just between 0 and 2 pi. So let's get into it. When you look at this example, you need to look at it and immediately recognize that it's a certain structure and that you should use a certain technique. Typically, we solve by factoring. Factoring is something you've learned over the many years. This is in the quadratic trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c style. So we're going to factor it just like that. Many of you will be able to do the following. You set up your parentheses. You look at this especially because this has a 1 cotangent squared theta, it's extra easy. So you do cotan theta, so we're just being cheap and easy about it. And then 2 is prime, the only even prime number. It has to be a 2 and a 1. And the hardest we need to think is what signs do they need to be, but we don't even have to think that hard because the 2 is positive when you do last times last. That means we either are dealing with 2 minus signs or 2 plus signs. Since the middle term is a -3, looks like we're using 2 minus signs. So minus and minus. So if you wanted to check, is this indeed correct? You would FOIL or distribute or expand properly. First times first will be cotangent theta times cotangent theta, which is cotangent squared theta. Outer is -2 cotangent theta. If this is too fast, press pause, write it down, okay? Then you would do inner minus cotangent theta, and then you would do, that was inner, I don't know what I just said, I think I said last. And then you do last, which is -1 times -2, which is +2. Now the -2 cotan theta and the -1 cotan theta, when you combine like terms, you get -3 cotan theta, winner, winner, chicken dinner, and we could solve from there. You would set each of these equal to 0 if you're really good. You just go right here, you got equals 1, and from here equals 2. How? Because we used algebra, you know, this thing that was invented. From here, is this doable and doable? Are those ratios appropriate? Of course, because cotangent, tangent, basically any ratio is appropriate as long as it doesn't have I in it, because we can't deal with any imaginary numbers. So can cotangent theta equal 1? It can. Where does it equal 1? Well, lucky for us, we could figure that out by thinking about the unit circle. So like I said at the beginning of the video, we're only going to solve between 0 and 2 pi for right now, okay? So really, if you're just solving for cotan theta for the time being, you're good. If you're going the extra mile, cotangent and tangent are positive in quadrants 1 and 3. Cotangent and tangent actually both equal 1 in the same place at the angle that is smack dab in the middle of quadrants 1 and 3. So that will be, if we're just looking between 0 and 2 pi, at the angles pi over 4 and, don't use a plus sign for and at 5 pi over 4. Okay, that corresponds to that. Here, can cotangent equal 2? It can. This is beautiful if you're just solving up to that part. However, in order to do this, we need a calculator. Okay, that's to be continued. That is explained in some other examples. I'm not going to do that with you guys right now. Boom. If that was enough for you, I'm happy. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. If not, if you need to see how to factor by grouping, okay, I'm just going to use x instead of cotangent just to make it a little bit quicker. So what will I get? I have x squared minus 3x plus 2 is 0. AC method is doing 1 times 2, which is 2. What multiplies to give you 2? 1 and 2. Bottom of the list, b equals -3. How do I multiply to be +2? I need 2 positives or 2 negatives. And how do I add to get -3? Well, if they're 2 negatives, boom, there we go. I use these 2 numbers to split my middle term, which is the combination of probably outer and inner from foiling anyway. X squared minus 1x minus 2x plus 2 is 0. And then underline, underline, greatest common factor, x and -2. Put it out front, parentheses, parentheses. Pretzel, what goes inside? So reduce and reduce. So what do we get? X minus 1. What do we get? X minus 1. We have a super greatest common factor, which is x minus 1. We're going to pull that cutie patootie out front. Imagine it's not there. What's left behind is x minus 2 equals 0. And where are you now? Guess what? We are at the step I started at right there. There you go. And how fast was that? 5 minutes. That was so beautiful. Okay, end of the video. I will have thumbnails at the end that may correlate to something you may be confused with here, or another video from the set, or both. Thumbs up if you could appreciate. Thumbs down if you are just full of hate. Go study, be smart, go be nice to somebody. Bye.